Tonight, Brant Jean speaks for the first time following his stunning act of forgiveness towards his brother's killer.
Every time I ask God for forgiveness, He forgives me. So who am I to not forgive someone who asks?
Prime Minister Alan Chasney lauds Brant Jean for his courage and compassion. And public opinion varies on the newly unveiled all-in monument. We have the details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Friday, the 4th of October, 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We're on Flow, channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM. You can also watch on our website. It's www.caribbeanhottv.com or on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm lovely Saint Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Brant Jean, the 18-year-old who hugged Amber Geiger, the woman convicted of killing his brother, in court, spoke out for the first time about the moment that shocked the U.S. and the world and spurred a conversation on forgiveness. This is what you have to do to set yourself free, Jean said in an exclusive interview on Friday with Good Morning America. He spoke about why he was able to offer forgiveness to his brother's killer and why he took it a step further to embrace her. Following the trial of his brother's killer, Brant Jean did the unimaginable. He hugged her and forgave her. It was a deeply moving moment, but has not been received as something positive in all circles. Speaking on ABC News, Brant Jean said he understands that everyone is not at the same place of peace as he is, but he believes that Amber Geiger regrets the actions that claimed his brother's life. He spoke with ABC's Michael Strahan on Friday.
There are some people who are not ready to forgive her. So what can you say to those people who are not ready to forgive Amber Geiger?
Just like each and everyone has steps to get towards actually forgiving. I probably went through those faster than other people. Yeah. Some people went through it faster than me. If you are trying to forgive her, understand that she is a human being. She still deserves love. She made a mistake that she probably truly regrets. So if you want to forgive her, just understand that God forgave you. And I know that every time I ask God for forgiveness, He forgives me. So who am I to not forgive someone who asks?
But can I give her a hug, please?
He also explained why he requested that he be able to give Amber Geiger a hug after offering her forgiveness.
I knew that. I just told her that I forgave her. And with usual instances, the words only, they mean something, but I felt like that wasn't enough. And that was just my gesture, my decision to make that, my decision of letting her know that I truly forgive her. And that was just my way, no one else's way, my decision.
And you
just my way of letting her know that she is truly forgiven. This is what you have to do to set yourself free, you know. I didn't really plan on living the rest of my life, you know, hating this woman. I know that there's something called peace of mind, and that's the type of stuff you need to do to have peace of mind.
Brant Jean says he honestly believes that his brother would have supported his decision. Family attorney Lee Merritt sat alongside Brant Jean and said there is mixed emotions within the family itself about the hug. On his part, he says he now understands Brant's action and says he's proud of the young man. However, on whether or not the family believes that justice was served, he said the two are separate conversations.
We believe in the legal system. We believe in the domain of the jurors. We hoped, we agreed with the district attorney that it should have been on the upper end of the spectrum, that the sentence should have been closer to 28 years than 10 years. That would be closer to justice, but that is a whole separate conversation from the spiritual release of forgiveness.
Meanwhile, the response to that forgiveness remains bitterly divided. The Reverend Michael W. Waters, a Dallas pastor and activist, said Brand exhibited a beautiful and personal act of Christian forgiveness. Cornell William Brooks, a former president and CEO of the NAACP, wrote that using the willingness of black people to forgive as an excuse to further victimize black people is sinful. Bernice King, the youngest daughter of Martin Luther King, tweeted that racism and white supremacist ideology cannot be hugged out. Meanwhile, 2 jurors in the case have been speaking to the press about how they arrived at a 10-year sentence, which many people of color believe is far too lenient. One thing is clear. The jurors felt great sympathy for Amber Geiger and felt that Botham Jean would not want to see her face harsh punishment. 2 jurors speaking publicly Friday to ABC News said they couldn't bring themselves to the punishment that the prosecutors had asked for, which was 28 years behind bars, a symbolic number because that's how old Botham Jean would have turned last month.
These 2 jurors gave us a glimpse of what it was like inside that jury room as they made this difficult decision, and they told me there were sleepless nights and a lot of tears.
I think that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
This morning, 2 of the jurors who found former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger guilty of murdering Botham Jean are speaking out.
There's no way we can ever know what he would want, but I think we all had to make a decision that we could live with and that our conscience could be sound with.
The diverse jury, made up of 8 women and 4 men, all of varying ethnicities, sentenced Amber Geiger to 10 years behind bars. These jurors telling us the decision was not an easy one.
There was a lot of crying.
A lot of crying.
When we were told to go decide between 5 and life, that was like, we didn't have words.
Prosecutors were asking for 28 years.
They were.
You all landed at 10.
After hearing about how his family talked about him, he seemed like just the light in their lives, and he was kind and just caring and forgiving. And I told everyone, I was like, I'm really having a hard time with this because we all agree that it was a mistake, and I don't think Bo would want to take harsh vengeance. I think he would want to forgive her. And I didn't feel like I had any right to speak for him, and he isn't there to talk for himself. But listening to how people talked about him, I felt like he would forgive her.
They asked for 28 years, and I'm going to be honest and true. I was like, I can't give her 28 years. I know a lot of people are not happy about the 10 years, but I felt like, you know, for this case was not like any other case. You can't compare this case to any of those other officers killing unarmed black men. Those officers that kill unarmed black men, when they got out, they went back to living their lives. Amber Geiger, ever since she killed that man, she has not been the same. She showed remorse, and that she's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
Undoubtedly, the Jean family is cut from a different cloth. This observation was made evident when brother of slain Botham Jean requested to hug his brother's murderer during the sentencing stage of the court proceedings. The hug felt around the world did not go unnoticed by St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chasney, who referenced the caliber of Branja's conviction while addressing the crowd during the unveiling ceremony of the All-In Monument. Solange Alfred tells us more.
A simple act of kindness exhibited during the most difficult time can cause a ripple effect, touching many lives. This is the overwhelming feeling surrounding the hug Brand Jean, brother of Botham Jean, shared with Amber Geiger, Botham Jean's killer. Meanwhile, St. Lucia's year-long celebration of 40 years of independence came to a pinnacle with the unveiling of the All-In Monument on October 3rd. During the unveiling ceremony, Prime Minister Alan Chasney references the insurmountable courage and conviction shown by the younger brother of Botham Jean and says it remains a testament of St. Lucian's unyielding spirit of togetherness.
We were reminded once more of the power of our youth when in the U.S. courtroom yesterday, a young St. Lucian stood out and showed such courage and compassion. With one hug, young Brand Jean impacted the world. I say this to you to show you that we are great people, and we must believe that to our core. As we continue to celebrate our 40th anniversary of independence, I trust we will do so in the spirit of togetherness with which we started.
Adding weight to the measure of the act of kindness shown by Brandt to his brother's killer and driving home the point of forgiveness was Minister in the Ministry of Culture, Fortuna Belrose.
The behavior of my St. Lucian, across the globe, a few days ago, yesterday, a few hours ago, forgiving, reconciling, you understand the difference. You took my brother from me, but I will still show you love, because justice is not mine to give. That's the society's business. And so we are proud St. Lucians, and we must continue to work to ensure, and in particular, those of us who are privileged to be a part of this celebration today. We're living a story for our nation, a story that will last for a lifetime.
Brandt's massive act of forgiveness has caused many to have introspection into their own lives. A sentence of 10 years was handed down to Bofamje's killer, Amber Geiger. During the sentencing, younger brother of Bofamje, Brandt, requested to hug Geiger and was given the chance to embrace and forgive his brother's killer. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the highly anticipated unveiling of the All-In Monument garners mixed reviews from members of the public. You get to tell us all about the teachers who most impacted your life. And the SLP rails against what it calls a conflict of interest that could lead to the victimization of its supporters. That and more when we return.